Greetings. My name is Ben, aka Downsizeit, and today I have a special Downsizeit Admiralty board meeting for you guys to go over the finances of the channel and the purchases of equipment that I have recently made. You guys have seen some of that already if you've watched the unboxing and the review of Buster's Admiral Tater tournament system or the bat rep that came out yesterday between Buster and myself. And as you can also see, some of my merch has come in. So I got my ball cap on right now with the Downsizeit logo. I'll be doing a more in-depth review video. It won't be in this one with the other merch that I received, but just kind of you guys a little preview of what that looks like. I'm really happy with how the hat turned out. I like that. You'll probably be seeing me wear it a lot when I'm on the channel now. But first, let's go over. First, I'm going to go over what I purchased and kind of show you guys everything. And then I'll go over the finances of everything and where we stand on channel funds, how much everything cost. And we'll go in depth into that near the end of the video, the second half. I would also like to give a shout out. Got a couple new Admiralty board members. And a lot of the reason why I was able to pull the trigger on this was had some generous contributions, I guess, as like a holiday gift kind of thing for the channel from a couple people, and some new donors, some new Admiralty board members. And I just actually want to recognize all of them. We'll go through all of them. The most recent, and I hope I pronounced your name correctly, and I don't have the special characters required because there's some interesting characters on there, but it's I think it's, I'll put his name up on the screen, but Michael Janzuk, maybe Janzuk, I think maybe, or it might be Mikhail. I'm not sure, so I do apologize, Michael or Mikhail, however you pronounce it. But thank you so much for contributing and signing up for Patreon. James Dolfelmeyer and Beaker, those are all of our latest and newest Admiralty board members. Then the ones that have been for a while now that I've been continuing to support and so grateful for. We have Matt Soms, Social Gentleman Rob, the Sir Chicken, John Fletcher, Northern Hero, Sid, aka Titanium Sport, Trenton Bergman, Alex Smith, Franz Odendahl, and Garrett Vance, aka Admiral Tater. So thank you for all of the board members who are supporting the channel financially to allow the purchase of equipment. So I guess the first thing we'll show you right here is this was a special camera backpack to fit and hold everything. My wife and I both had these older cameras. I mean, they're kind of pieces of crap cameras. they were okay in their day, but like when I bought mine, it was like 12 years ago, maybe longer than that. It was for me to film demo videos when I was actively acting as an actor, so sending demo reels and stuff, and video auditions. And a pretty piece of crap camera. I remember I tried using that when I first started the channel, and just I couldn't even get it to work properly. It was so old. And the camera cases are also really small. You'll see when I get the camera out that this is actually a sizable camera that I got, really nice one. But this is a really nice camera backpack, and just in general backpack to hold a lot of things. And it makes it easy for me to carry things around. You know, I can, and like on the side here, I can easily hold my my handheld small gimbal / tripod that I use for filming. And so let's go open this thing up and we'll get to the main prize, the main thing that we got. And that is, and I decided to go with the Canon Vixia HF-G50 4K camera. And this thing is really nice. It was $1,000. And then, of course, you know, taxes after that and everything, but the base cost before taxes was $1,000. And I got it just base. I didn't get it deal any because I couldn't find any deal. I got it off Amazon. I couldn't find any deals that I liked, had all the accessories included with the right combos of stuff I like. So I just got the base camera. Came with the hood with the shutter on it, and this hood really helps filter the light and just make it not glare as bad. So this is what I'll always be using, is the hood. And again, this thing is just I really liked it when I did my test filming with the bat rep with Buster, and the way it works. I just need to work on the angles, and also I just need to also read more on this thing, because this thing has this is like a computer in and of itself. Has a lot of different options filming and settings and stuff that I'm still experimenting with and I need to work on. So this will be an enjoyment for me, a project for me as I work with the new camera and its new settings. Nice thing is it allows 2 SD cards, so in case one runs out of memory, I can switch to the next one. But as you guys notice, if you've watched the bat rep, the very end, it cuts me off right at the end because the first SD card ended right when I was about to give my ending tag. And I did discover that it does not switch automatically. So I learned then, how to switch between SD cards. I have to do that manually. So, just learning as I'm going. But yeah, very, very happy with this camera, and fits very nicely. I don't think I'll let you guys see here. This backpack fits really nicely in the backpack, fits everything that I need and that I have for it. Power cord and cable here. This right here. So another thing that I purchased, a lot of accessories, and I'll go into more details how much everything costs when you get in the finance section. But this is for additional batteries for the camera itself. So it has the base battery that it came with, which is actually this one. And then I bought 2 extra spare batteries that came with this charger. That way I can have the extra batteries as needed. And the battery actually did run out after about an hour and a half is what it lasted, running full 4K constantly. And that's when I had to change the battery out, was after about an hour and a half. So got a total of 3 batteries for the camera now. And then I've got the charger. So in case I'm doing like a really long film day, I can charge on the fly. But also, nice thing about this camera is that it actually films while plugged in to an AV source, or AC source, I should say, and which was also a selling point for me on this one, because a lot of cameras won't actually function if they're actually plugged into an outlet, but this one does. So that's good. That'll be mainly for when I'm streaming our tournaments, like on the Ozark Mountain Open, etc. When it's really long days, when it's just going to be constantly filming, I'll definitely need to have a wall outlet to plug in the film that way. All right, let's see what else we got in here. So one thing that I don't actually keep in the bag is just by my computer. Bought this as an accessory. This is basic for me to plug in the SD card, plug into a USB-C port on my computer to transfer the data over. It does have an old school USB port on the camera itself. There's a lot of different ports on here you can do with the camera. One of them, the USB port, you guys might not know a lot about. I don't want to get too much nerd detail here, but basically I prefer USB-C because it transfers significantly faster, in between 5 to 10 gigabytes per second. So that, and because 4K videos take up a huge amount of space, gigabytes of space, I'll get to that in a second. I wanted a USB-C transfer adapter just so it can go faster, and I don't have to wait for hours for my content to transfer to my computer to edit it. All right, so I also, so this right here, this is a case to hold USB or SD cards. I didn't really want this one that big, but they didn't have any smaller ones, but I just went and got this one. Future proofing for when I need to get more. And one thing I did purchase, I initially just purchased one 128 gig. This is a ScanDisk Extreme Pro. It's designed for filming in 4K. It has fast enough write speeds to keep up with the amount of data that's coming in through the 4K data transfer when the camera's filming. And I started thinking, I don't know if 128 is going to be enough. So I was looking into, why don't I just buy a 1 terabyte one? 1 terabyte, or even the 520, anyway, the 500 odd, I forget the scaling, over $300 for a terabyte one, and like $260, $270 for a 500 gig SD card, which was ridiculous. But the 128 gig ones were on sale when I was getting them for $30. They're normally $70. So these are the pro versions. That's why they're so expensive. So I just went and just bought 4. So I now have 4. I have 2 in the camera now, 2 spares. And I am going to need these extras when I'm doing lots of filming. And I'm glad I bought the extras, because when I was filming the bat rep, I ran out of space. I hit 128 gigs right at the very end of the bat rep I had with Buster. And my bat rep with Buster, he and I play quick. So that was actually a shorter video, raw footage, than I'd normally do when I'm filming a bat rep. Usually, so I know I'm going to need at least 2 SD cards for every bat rep I film normally, because normally my bat reps will take longer and therefore fill up more space. So I'm glad to have at least 2. Got the 4th one, or 4 of them, for when I need it, when I'm doing longer bat reps or longer filming days, just so I can have the extra space. So that's why I got 4 of them, and it was just crazy how I was able to get 4 for $30 a piece. So really cheap on that. So I'm really glad that I was able to find that cheaply. All right, so before I move on to this next accessory, first I start with the lavaliers. So I went ahead and got new lavaliers as well with this purchase, because I told you guys before, I have lavaliers that I bought last April, but the problem is that one, they weren't compatible with my phone, and they said they should have been. I was kind of pissed about that. But the other thing where I didn't do enough research and didn't think about is that they're not replaceable batteries that they take. They're rechargeable batteries, which you think is nice because that could save money in the long run, but they only have a 3-hour charge time, which that's usually never the case. It's probably more 2.5, and it takes longer than that for me to film bat reps. And so there would be no way. I mean, the lavaliers would die out, and then I would have to either wait for them to charge up or whatever. So that was just kind of silly. So I decided to buy a new set of lavaliers, and these ones take AAA batteries, so they're easy for me to swap the batteries out. This is a Movo brand, these lavaliers, and the receiver is really nice. The receiver has the I forget what it's even called. What do they call this thing? They call it a shoe. Yeah, the shoe on top of cameras. Fits right onto the top of the shoe. Just plug it in, and it was actually very simple. One thing I do need to adjust, if you guys noticed, I had to really turn down the gain in editing, but you could still tell our voices were spiking because the mics are so close to our throats and our mouths when we're talking. And I can adjust the gain here, and I did, because it was spiking in the red on the camera, but I didn't adjust it down enough. So I just, I'll have to experiment with that, of where I need the gain levels as it said, getting the audio feed live. So I'll continue to experiment with that to make sure that it doesn't sound like there's not a lot of audio spiking happening while we're talking into these lavalier mics. And it came with some extra wind protectors and mic protectors, etc. So not a bad kit. I think this was about $150. I'm trying to remember. I think it was $150 before taxes. And the one thing I did buy with this is because it takes AAA batteries, I decided to try to help save costs in the long term. I bought a full set of Energizer rechargeable batteries, and then the recharger here, so that I can recharge these AAAs, so I don't have to constantly buy new AAA batteries to feed the lavalier mics. They take 2 batteries each, so I bought 12 batteries, so I can have a quick swap set whenever I need it. These actually didn't run out, so this actually they lasted a little over 2 hours, actually about 2.5 hours, because we filmed the unboxing. And they're not out of battery yet, although I'm assuming they're probably coming up soon. So maybe the next bat rep I film, we'll see how long they last before I have to swap them out. So I'm just happy how long the battery life was. And then I've got the Energizer, wherever I put them, rechargeable batteries. So I bought those to, that way I can have a full set to swap out. And then while they're swapped out, I can charge them just in case like we're doing an extra long day. And also so I don't have to buy new batteries all the time, which will help save costs in the long run. So those are the main purchases. Also, I did buy another, because I was going to get another tripod. This was just a cheap $15 one from Amazon for me to put my phone on for filming the dice tray when I'm doing my bat reps. And my main camera now fits nicely on my small gimbal here and my old tripod I have. That's what I use for primarily placing the camera on. So those were all the purchases, and when it came all together, I did go over budget. But it was just as I was discovering I needed more memory cards to make it work, that I needed the adapter to transfer files over to my computer from the SD cards. Deciding to get this case, a nice case. I mean, this wasn't cheap. This was about $70, but I mean, it's nice and sturdy, very thick fabric, very thick padding to keep everything safe, and definitely worth the $70 for this case. But everything all together, so I guess that was everything that I bought to get all the new stuff for the channel, to start working on the quality of life on the back end. And again, the camera, just I love this camera. Can't wait to do more shooting with it. But let's talk about the finances now. All the fun part of the finances, but I want to be open and honest with you guys how everything went. So total, everything all together after taxes and everything, it came down to $1,699.58. So where we stood at channel funds at the time that I made the purchase was $650.42. And I still want to just be upfront. I would like to keep it halfway, where the channel funds provided half the cost. So half of what everything cost was $849.79. So basically, I'm just going to round it off. $200 more for channel funds, basically to meet the halfway point, just to kind of help me out to recover some of the costs that I put in of my own money. And so once we get to the $200 mark, basically building up, I guess, I don't want to call it a debt. It's not a debt, but basically just try to get back up to how much it costs to buy, halfway to buy everything, will be $200 more, which are actually already pretty close, because one thing that was not included in this is that what I have for Patreon support for the month of January, which will help about a quarter of that. And then, so I'm anticipating most likely 2 months where we'll get basically back in the black for channel funds, and then we will start saving back up again. And once that happens, I'll let you guys know what my plan is to do with channel funds in the future for continuing to improve the quality of life, etc., on the back end. So I want to thank again everybody that has supported the channel financially to make that possible, because that would not have been possible. $1,700, it's a lot of money, and I would not have been able to do that on my own. But doing half of that, I was able to make that work. That was a lot easier pill to swallow, and this is a wonderful long-term investment. I'm really excited to see how things move forward. I was really happy with the way it turned out with our test bat rep that came out yesterday with the audio and the visual, and as I experiment more with both of those to get the right angles, the right transitions, the right audio level gains and everything. I think it's just going to be a really exciting new chapter for the channel, with higher quality of bat reps coming out in the future. So thank you guys so much for the support. If you want to become an Admiralty board member and support the channel for making purchases like these, you can do so through my Patreon. If you want to do it on a monthly side, you can do it through PayPal. You can just send me a PayPal directly if you want to just do one lump sums on whatever schedule you want. Or also starting now, buying my merch that is now available. And I'll just give a quick preview, so at one of the thermoses that came in, mug, and I've got more updates about. I'm making some changes with the merch and the designs and stuff, but I will I'm going to do that later in the week, probably on Friday. This should be coming out on Wednesday, so probably on Friday I'll give you an update on the merch and do a full review. Right now the shirts are in the wash, otherwise I would have worn one. And I didn't want to wait to get this video put out, but I will give you guys a full rundown on the merch. That's another thing where all the proceeds from the merch will go towards the channel funds as well, to help support the channel. All right, so really looking forward to putting together more videos in the future with the brand new camera and mics, and really look forward to LVO. That's coming up, guys. Basically, plane's leaving tomorrow for me and my family. We're leaving a week from, not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow. The plane's leaving. So it's coming up close. I'm excited for it, and really excited giving you guys live updates as that tournament goes on. So really looking forward to that. Really excited about LVO, and thank you guys so much once again. And until next time, take it easy.